This is in the big city. The university that I was teaching in Bangladesh was right in the middle of the villages. And it was because of the political decision. At that time, our political masters of the country thought students are troublemakers. They're always demonstrating on the street. So why don't we build universities in a remote village so that they cannot come to the city? And this is one of those universities built around villages so that we can go, students cannot go march on the street in the city. But I was lucky because I'm right next to the real Bangladesh. I don't have to go distances to find Bangladesh. I thought cities are, again, it's not part of Bangladesh. It's part of something else. They don't belong to the country. I'm right there. So I was lucky, I was seeing. So lots of different things. I'll skip that. Then one thing that always hurt me, angered me, upset me, the loan sharking in the village. Money lenders, tiny loans given to the people. And I was so angry how people kind of take away everything from the poor people by lending few dollars, few taka in our currency. But I felt so helpless. I cannot do anything about it, but watch it. Because I'm there, I see people who are taking this money and getting everything stolen from them because of that. Suddenly it came to my mind, I can solve it. It's very simple. Why don't I lend the money myself? If I lend the money myself, then they don't have to go to the loan shark. And the problem for these few people will be solved. I don't have to read books about it. I don't have to go to the history of money lending. All I need to do is do it myself. So I started lending money out of my own pocket. Everybody wants to take money from me because they don't want to go to them. What happened? Soon I exhausted all my money. And I didn't want to give up because I don't have the money. So I went to the bank, see if bank will lend the money. Bank said no. That's not the job of the bank, to lend money to poor people. I said, what is your job then? Oh, we lend money to whom? Oh, the answer is obvious. I said, it's very funny. Banks are supposed to lend money to people. And you lend money to people who already have lots of money. Isn't it logical that you lend money to people who don't have money? They thought I was making jokes. I said, I'm not making jokes. To me, the logical thing is to lend money to people who don't have money. They thought, this is funny, this is not banking, this guy doesn't understand anything about banking. I said, no, I don't. Because you are such a strange institution. You're always lending money to people who already have stacks and stacks of money. Richer you are, more attractive you are in the banking world. So, again, skipping part of history, I created a bank. It's not easy to do just the opposite. So everything they do, we do the opposite. They go to the richest people, we go to the poorest people. They go to men, we go to women. They go to the city center, they go to the remote village. Even today, after 40 years of Grameen Bank, the bank which has 2,600 branches all over Bangladesh, it still doesn't have any single branch in any city, any town, any township. Because nature, we don't want to work in the city. So we always work in the village. They ask for collateral. We said, forget it. If you're asking for collateral for the poor people, they don't have anything. So we dismissed it. We said we do business on trust. So the word credit, the credit that you know, the credit, means trust. I said, it's a funny institution you built, what you call bank. You want to build an institution based on credit? Instead, building it on trust, you built it on distrust. You distrust everybody who comes at your door because you bring your lawyers to talk. And bring everything, tie up, so that the guy cannot escape, cannot run away from you. We reversed it. We went back to the original word of credit. We built the whole system on trust. Now, no papers, no legal papers between the borrower and the lender. We lend out over $1.5 billion today, every year. No piece of paper. Bankers ask me, Professor Yunus, can you have a good sleep at night? I said, I have very good sleep. But I worry my banker friends are losing their sleep worrying about me. Repayment is near 100%. Not only in Bangladesh, everywhere. We run Grameen Bank in New York City. There are 7 branches in New York City. We have over 25,000 borrowers now. We started about 6 years back. Nearly 100% repayment, 99.6%. No guarantee, no recommendation from anybody, no legal papers, no collateral. It works both in Bangladesh, in New York City. Now it is spreading. We have branches in Los Angeles, in San Francisco, in Houston. So the question that I'm posing to you, do you have to be smart to think about that? No. Do you have to be an expert on banking? No. And I tell people, the luckiest thing that happened in my life, I never studied banking. If I had studied banking, I would be just like any other banker, because my mind would be made that way. Since I was not a banker, I could raise questions. I thought it's a funny thing. You lend money to the people who already have money. A banker will never ask it. They will get excited. Oh, we make a lot of money. So that's how the microcredit idea was born. It is spread in the whole world. Then we created a lot of other businesses. I see lots of problems with the people, poor people particularly, poor women particularly. So we created initiatives to solve each problem that I see. I don't walk away from a problem. I try to find a way to address it. And it became a pattern with me. Every time I see a problem, I create a business to solve it. And over time, I created more than 60 companies. Some of them became very big companies, like Grameen Bank became a big company. Some of them are the nationwide companies. Like Bangladesh doesn't have electricity. Does it sound strange to you? No, that's the way third world countries are. 70% of people of Bangladesh do not have access to electricity. 70%. I said, are we in a prehistoric age? Are we still in the caves? That people don't have to have electricity. Without electricity, life doesn't start. But the governments will never do that. They will make excuses after excuses. How expensive it is, how difficult it is. We have to wait for World Bank to come and solve our problems. I said, no, we solve our own problems.